is my psychedelic story. I was born in Rochester, New York. I'm 51 years old. I've done a lot of traveling through my life, and some people call it wandering. I call it life. I've had a lot of bad experiences on my wandering tour, if you want to call it. Some experiences more profound than others, and some experiences so horrifying that I lost the ability to be able to sleep. I lost the ability to be able to speak. And I lost the ability of being able to leave my home because some of these instances, and I thought my life was going to be over. I'm a super sensitive person. I grew up in a setting in the forest or the country, and I feel sometimes people who grow up in that way tend to be a little more empathetic, maybe not. I had gone to counselors and forced doctors upon me and medications upon me that did horrible things to me, to the point where I was blistering. I'd have thousands of blisters on my body. I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't go to the bathroom. My doctors just kept giving me more medicine on top of medicine. That was making me very ill. So I decided if I was going to continue to live on, I wasn't going to be able to live in this fear my head was in this life. I don't have a support system. I want to enjoy life, and I want to be part of life. I decided that I was going to have to be brave and follow my intuition, follow my faith, follow what I believe is truth in nature, in God, or the universe, or whatever you want to say. That follow my faith and trust something that had been broken away from me as a very young age. And I decided that I had to do it, or I would be somewhere else, not pretty right now. I had some people that were in very powerful positions working against me. It's very difficult for me to not love people no matter what they do to me, and it's very difficult for me to understand why people do certain things, or society, or parents, or friends, or lovers, or X, Y, and Z. I really wanted to take a leap of faith, and I prayed for help, and it showed up in the form of a shaman from Russia that just happened to come into town to visit one of my Russian friends. And her English is not the best, so when she was trying to explain to me what she was presenting me with, I didn't understand. I thought maybe we were going to be doing mushrooms or something like that, and I had done a lot of research on mushrooms, and I'm pretty comfortable microdosing and seeing the results with that. I needed something a little more. I kept trying to explain to people I needed something maybe to kind of give me a blowout, like help me blow out. My chakras were very bound, and I was very ill inside. And so she kept telling me about Bufo, and I didn't understand what Bufo was, and I didn't want to start doing research because I was afraid if I did, my ego would have stopped me from doing it, or I would have been too scared and I wouldn't have tried it. So I basically showed up at her house when she told me. I started noticing people coming in white linen, and I started to get a little bit worried. And so she has this beautiful house, and we went into the room, and there was probably about 8 people there. The shaman was very, very impressive. He was very tall. I don't know how to explain him, but he seems surreal, almost maybe ancient, or I can't explain it. Anyway, he was very, very nice. And as we started to get everything ready, the water and the crystals and everything like that, and the musical instruments, I started to really get nervous, and I think he could tell. And he had been to Florida before and worked with some of the people in the room. He had never worked with me. So while he was telling us what was about to happen, and about the medicine and about respect and about different things. He asked me if he kind of picked me out and asked me if I was going to do it, and I told him I wasn't sure yet, and he goes, okay, well, you're going to be first. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing it. So he put me in the middle of a room. In the middle of the room, I don't know. I've only been to a couple other ceremonies, and I don't know if this is how they're all run or if it matters. But he put me in the middle of the room, and I'm a very shy person. I don't like people looking at me. I'm very uncomfortable with that. I did it anyway, and it was one of the most incredible experiences that words cannot describe. I did tell myself before I did it to relax and to not be scared, and that I don't know somehow that this was going to help me. I just knew it. I went through with it, watched the other people do it. My real effect was the next day when I woke up and I wasn't crying, or I wasn't. I have the nightmares, and the relaxation in my shoulders, just as much as I've never even experienced that in life. At a very young age, abuse started, and so I've always been walking around not even noticing, kind of like this. All of a sudden I was walking around like this, and all of a sudden everything inside of me was open, and I was the pain that I had was still there, but it wasn't painful. The anger I had was still there, but I wasn't angry. The possibilities of life seemed endless, and I suppose this is what you feel like when you're born and raised correctly. I suppose this is a normal occurrence, but I had never once felt like this in my entire life of 51 years. So I waited it out to see how long this was going to last. I really had no education with it. And probably about a good 2 weeks I felt that way. And let me tell you something, after never feeling that in my life, I wanted to feel that way again, and very quickly. So I really had to sit down and think about what exactly the process is. What is it doing to me? What's it doing to my brain? So then I started to do my research. So I waited probably about 6 months after that first time, and I'm very shy, and so I started to look around on Facebook, just kind of just be there and listen, read. And I contacted this man. His name is Greg Lake. I don't know if you know him. He doesn't know me. It was just a simple email, but I emailed him about my experience, and then I felt that I needed to do it maybe 1 to 2 more times. I asked him if he knew anybody or he could help me. I was in a ocean of how do I start this? How do I do this? How do you meet people? How do you network? How do you communicate? This is all new to me. I was a very vanilla person. And he put me right in contact with Hector. And I contacted Hector, and he was just about to have a prayer meeting, and he invited me, and I went, and Hector and I hit it off. He's incredible person, and from there I've done ceremony with him twice, and also a peyote ceremony with him twice now. And I'm proud to say my first peyote ceremony was probably the first thing that my first grandfather peyote ceremony was the first thing that I have finished in my life that I felt proud of finishing. Everyone I've met has been so nice and so sincere, and I'm not saying that there's not people out there that are probably not sincere, because I really think you should be careful who you contact, because you never know really what someone's agenda is. But I lucked out, and I found a very, very great person in a great community, and if you put yourself out there, no matter how scared you are, what you need will find you. And to be brave and courageous, and these things were left for us for a reason, for situations like that are occurring now, that weren't ever occurring before. We're in a whole new realm of ways to traumatize ourselves, and we haven't even fixed the beginning things. If these kind of things that we're kind of forced into every day, we should also be able to have these healing techniques for us that were given to us. For any kind of government influence to sit there and to do these things to people, and then to also tell them in the same breath that they're going to tell them how you're going to heal yourself, is insanity. And I almost was waiting around, for so long to find a way to heal myself, that I was wondering, is that what a lot of people do? Do they wait around to the point where they die and they never get healed because they're too afraid to go against? It feels like an uphill battle, and I felt shame associated with it. I felt, why? Why did I feel shame about going and finding help? I don't know. But these answers, or these questions, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's feeling that. And I'm sure it's deterring a lot of people from taking the steps to help themselves, because they've put their trust in other people that don't have their best interests. They do not have people's best interests. And that's a very hard pill to swallow, or lesson to learn, or belief system. But I couldn't sit around and wait around anymore. I couldn't live that way anymore. I couldn't wake up crying every morning and having horrible nightmares anymore. It's not a way to live for anybody. But I know if I can do it, and I'm a baby, that other people can do it. And I wish I'm not the bravest person in the world, and I know if I can do it, then a lot of other people can do it. And I think it's just such a beautiful experience to heal that way, to accept that healing, and to find people that feel the same way and that want to also help heal you. We're so busy and we're so disconnected that I feel this is a great way to connect with people. It's a great way to heal yourself, and to take control over your own anonymity. Like, I let people take everything from me, feeling I had no rights, because that's how I've been treated for so long. Like, I have no rights, that I actually believed it. So these were, for me personally, very big steps. And I know I'm ugly crying a lot, and I don't care. It's not embarrassing. It's real. And I would step with anyone. I would hold anyone's hand to step them in the right direction in this, and how much has helped me. Because I was very close to losing faith and thinking I was never going to be able to rejoin this world in a way. I went into a very, very dark place for a very long time. And it's a little bit more difficult to do when you don't have a support system, or the people that you thought were your support system are the people that are harming you the most. I'm not the bravest person, and I know if I can do it, then I feel so bad for people that are hurting the way I was hurting and are so alone. I just wish I could do more. Yeah, I got lucky. I got very, very lucky. My first Bufo ceremony with Hector, we were outside at a friend's house, and this gentleman sitting next to me, he was like, talking to me, and this is all new to me, and he's like, "Have you done ayahuasca?" I said, "No, I have not tried ayahuasca. I've just done Bufo." And he goes, "You just did Bufo?" And I said, "Yeah." So he goes, "You didn't even try anything else. You just went right for the best one." And I was like, well, it kind of just fell in my lap. And he goes, no, Bufo doesn't fall in your lap, my dear. It finds you. He goes, that does not fall in your lap. And I was just like, when he said that, you know, I went home after that ceremony, and I really, really thought about what he said, and it definitely was a divine intervention.